This is Quartet by Mark Mason, a visual 2-card game that you can play with your audience. Is it worth the hype? Stick around to find out. I'm going to play a game with you guys and 2 cards, a red card and a blue card. I want you to keep track of which card is which. Do you know which card I have in this hand? It's the blue one. So point to the blue one, just as a test. No, that's the red one. This is the blue one. Sorry, I know. It's a bit confusing because this is a magic game. It's not a real game. In fact, it goes the other way too. If I take the red one, it's actually the blue one, and this is the red one. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, when does that switch happen? I'm going to show you the moment it happens. It happens the moment the card touches the back of my hand. That's when they switch places. But this is the red and this is the blue. And I know what you're thinking now. You're thinking, well, he never shows me both at the same time. But I'm going to do that this time. Watch both. The blue and the red switch places again. Like magic. I hope you enjoyed that game, because this is Quartet by Mark Mason. I hope you enjoyed that quick performance of Quartet. This is a really visual and fun effect that you can play on your audiences, and it's self-contained. It only uses 2 cards. There's nothing to add or steal away. It's a fun Monty effect, essentially, monte-style, because they're watching one card and trying to find the other. But what do you get when you buy Quartet? Let's get straight into this. When you buy Quartet, you'll get this DVD-style packaging, but there's no actual DVD inside. First of all, you'll get this brown envelope. Inside the brown envelope, you'll get the link to the instructions and some material to repair the gimmick once it breaks. You get enough material to repair each gimmick once, maybe twice, actually. And you'll get this black packet wallet as well. This is the star of the show. It's an ungimmicked packet wallet that houses the 2 gaffed cards that allow you to perform this effect. But what is the quality of the gimmicks? The 2 gaffed cards are very interesting. They're made really well. There are moving parts though. The only thing is that the gimmick is made with the material that we all use, and it could break. It could also break mid-performance, which kind of scares me because there's no fail-safe with this. So if the material breaks mid-performance, the spectators will instantly know the method. I wish the method could have used the current gimmick in conjunction with maybe magnets. So if it was to break, the gimmick wouldn't flash. It just wouldn't work, but it would at least lock in place. The cards should last you lots of performances, but they will eventually wear out. The gimmicks are really cool. The cards can be shown front and back when folded and unfolded. And I believe this is very similar to Jordan Victoria's Abra effect, which is where the card changes. You show it front and back and it changes from red to blue. But I'm not sure exactly if it is the same. The gimmick is well made and it should hold up to close scrutiny. Just make sure the audience isn't extremely close so the gimmicks aren't like inches away from their eyes, because then they might see something. But if they don't know what to look for, they won't see anything, trust me. The card wallet, as I said, is ungimmicked, but it's pretty good quality. I think it's vinyl and it houses the 2 cards pretty well. And you can just pop this in your pocket. How is the tutorial? The tutorial is about 20 minutes long, I believe. It is well shot, good audio and video as always. Mark Mason goes through everything you need to know about this effect. He teaches all the phases you can do and even how to repair the gimmick when it breaks. Is this a social media or a real life effect? I think this could play big on both social media and real life because it's got all those visual moments, the transpositions, red and blue, it's going back and forth. I think it would work well in social media, but it looks just as good in real life. It looks just as good as in real life. It looks just as visual. So yeah, I think it's good for both social media and real life. And don't underestimate the reactions you'll get with this trick just because if you know how this works. This will get great reactions because it's a game style effect, especially if you bring money into it. You can say, follow the red card. Where is it? And if you get this, you win $10 because everyone loves money, right? And then you just do the effect. And then there's actually a reason the audience wants to watch because they want the money. It's also very visual. So that's just an idea from me that you can use or you don't have to. That's how I've kind of been performing this in walk around. What are the angles like? The angles for this are 180 degrees. You won't want people behind you, but this looks really good. It almost kind of reminds me, method-wise and visual-wise, of Sucker Punch by Mark Southworth, which is another cool poker chip effect. Are there live performances in the tutorial? No, there are no live performances in the tutorial or trailer. I'm not sure why this is, because normally Murphy's or trailers usually have live performances. Don't think that because there are no live performances in the tutorial or trailer that this wouldn't work in real life. It would absolutely work in real life. And I say that based on my experience with this. I've had this since January. I got it at Magi Fest, and I've been doing this lots, and it gets really, really good reactions, trust me. Is this examinable? No, the cards are not examinable. You have to put them away in the wallet right after. And I don't even think there's too much heat on the cards because you're showing them front and back the whole time. And I don't think the audience are going to suspect that something's going on, especially if you present it the right way. Now let's talk about the difficulty and the practicality of this effect. How hard is it to do? I would say it's not too difficult. I think a beginner could learn this within half an hour to an hour, but still there's a little bit of a knack to it when you're first learning it, but it's not that bad. It's also pretty practical for close-up and walk-around magic. Is there any DIY required? Well, once the gimmick breaks, and it will eventually, you will have to remake the gimmick. The material is a slightly different kind of material than the one you're probably familiar with. It's the same material, but a different style of this material, if that makes sense. If you have this, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, there is a little DIY, but the gimmicks come ready to go right out of the box, but there is a little DIY if this breaks. Pocket space. Very little pocket space is required, just this thin packet wallet. And the cards inside it, you can just pop it in your pocket, but it's minimal pocket space. What is the reset like? This effect has an instant reset. You just put the cards back in the wallet. There's nothing to do. You don't have to do suspicious moves. It's instant. This is cool because it has colors. It doesn't really feel like a card trick even. It can be performed on people of all ages. The price. What is the price of this? Quartet by Mark Mason costs $40 US. Is it worth the price? I think it is a little expensive for the actual 2 gimmicked cards. I think it would have been better at $30. But I think if you plan on performing this, if this suits your style and you're like, I'm going to perform this, then $40 is reasonable. You'll make it back if you're performing this at actual gigs. But I think it may have been a little bit more reasonable at around $30 because then again you're only getting a packet wallet and 2 gimmick cards. So I think $30 or $35 even would have been a little bit more reasonable. Now let's talk about the pros and cons. The pros are this is very, very visual and it's a fun trick. It plays well for people of all ages. It's practical. It works in many different environments, close up because it resets instantly, right? So you can do this in bars. You can do this. You don't even need a table, which is really nice. So it's very practical. Another pro is that you'll mark the tutorial's pretty good. It's concise. It doesn't go too long, but it's not too short. Mark covers subtleties and even some extra moves you can do. Also, this isn't too difficult to do. You get a wallet included, which I haven't seen much recently. You get a wallet included to house the cards. The gimmicks are also well made. This is fun to perform. Not too much pocket space is required. And also, it's a fun plot. It's a monte-style plot. And it kind of builds on each phase. It builds to the big ending where they switch in plain view. And you're not even really hiding much when you're performing this, which is really nice. You'll get great reactions and there are visual moments. Now, let's talk about the cons. The first con I could say is, I guess, the price. It is a little bit pricey for what you're receiving. It's not outlandishly pricey, but it is a little expensive. Also, it could break mid-performance. It hasn't happened to me, but it has broken while I've been practicing it a couple times. But that's all for the cons. So what percent do I give this? Quartet by Mark Mason is really fun. I love this so much, and it went straight into my close-up act. And I've been working this for months now. Trust me, this will get good reactions. So this gets a 93% from me. I hope this helped you out. I hope it helped you decide whether Quartet's right for you. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.